In the 1920s, young working-class women stepped into a dream job at United States Radium Corporation. Mostly teenagers and immigrants, these girls were thrilled to earn a penny and a half for every dial. To keep the fine brush tips sharp, managers instructed them to point the bristles with their lips. Lip, dip, paint. They repeated this deadly routine roughly 250 times per watch dial. They painted watch faces with a miracle substance called undark, containing a deadly glowing element, radium. When the workers went home at night, they literally glowed in the dark. They called themselves Ghost Girls. Believing it was completely safe, they painted their teeth, lips, and nails to surprise their boyfriends. But radium is a silent imposter. The body mistakes it for calcium and deposits it directly into bone. Once inside the skeleton, radium permanently irradiates the body from within. There is no cure. In 1923, the horror began. Girls suffered from loose teeth and mysterious, agonizing pain in their mouths. Their jaws began to rot away. This gruesome necrosis of the bone became known as radium jaw. Before the first painter died in 1923, her jaw literally separated from her skull. By 1924, 12 dial painters were dead, and 50 more were gravely, terminally ill. The women suffered spontaneous bone fractures, severe anemia, bone sarcomas, and devastating sterility. U.S. Radium Corporation flatly denied any connection between the dial painting and the girls' horrific deaths. Meanwhile, company chemists and owners protected themselves with heavy lead masks and metal tongs. U.S. Radium hired Frederick Flynn, a man with no medical license, to write fake reports blaming syphilis. Harvard's Dr. Cecil Drinker conducted a real study, proving radium paint was the direct cause of death. But the corporation altered his report, submitted a falsified version to the state, and lied to the girls. Despite the growing stack of bodies, the company continued to hire new teenagers for the glowing benches. Grace Fryer had quit the factory in 1920, but she watched her health slowly collapse. For 2 years, Grace searched in vain for a lawyer willing to fight a powerful corporation. In 1927, Grace and 4 of her brave co-workers finally filed a historic lawsuit. They were so sick they could not stand. Grace wore a steel brace to keep her spine from collapsing. With their bodies crumbling, the 5 New Jersey women fought against stalling tactics from the company lawyers. In Illinois, workers at the Radium Dial Company were also suffering the same horrific fate. Catherine Wolfe Donahue fought back, testifying from her hospital bed because she could not even stand. She could not raise her arm to take the oath, but her voice remained strong and clear. Catherine won her verdict, but died in 1938, while the company's appeals were still pending. Catherine's victory in Illinois, won from her deathbed, finally proved that corporations could be held responsible. The courage of the Radium Girls established a vital legal precedent for employer liability in occupational diseases. Their horrific sacrifice laid the very foundation of modern American workplace safety and labor laws. Today, their bodies remain radioactive. A Geiger counter held over their graves still crackles with energy. The ghost girls of the 1920s are gone, but their glowing legacy protects workers to this day.